Yeah, now we're ready.
Yeah, this is for my peoples. It's getting drunk on the weekends, jump in the deep end, weeded by midweek. Been so pissed that I couldn't even speak. Buckle at the knees, stumble on my feet. Slur my words, my legs don't work. While my friends yelling, just don't get with her. Can't you see that this floozy is a hood rat? True that, my apologies, Susie, I'm too max. Ain't never been smart, shit, I'm a retard. Creeping in the back of every bar where I've been barred. All I ever wanted was a cheap laugh, sneaking a flask, stuff, buying beer, I'm getting wild in here. Pleased to meet you, my name is oh shit. You got $1 for another cold drink? Well, why not? When all this next up is a 5-day week of stress and head fucks, get crunk. This crown knows no halo. One day I'ma lay low and stay home, but till then, paint the town red. Till then, we paint the town red. All I know is some things forever change. I ain't gonna lie, tried to self-medicate. Till then, paint the town red. Till then, we paint the town red.
Was a teen drunk off brew. I was a teen drunk off brew. Treat them beats 'cause the streets is raw. Treat them beats 'cause the streets is raw. Treat them beats 'cause the streets is raw.
Rock this hot shit all up in your mosh pit. Picture toxic, drunk as fuck, shotting on a toxic. Biggie banging on a jukebox, bitches wishing it was you two. Jesse hanging off a rooftop, thinking it's too cool. Inside it's 2 a.m, locking pocket. Outside mayhem's got drop kicks, boxing. Sounds like they've sent cops in to stop them now. Watch 8 men stomp a hothead, squash the problem, slay the conflict, spray the optics. Piggy in the middle is a painful option. You pay to find, they make the profit. All in the name of progress, it's nonsense. They ain't scared of the grunt. Next Friday, you tear of the dog, y'all. Careful scotch out on the town. Boss bound to house me. Smart ass out here like Charles Bukowski. What?
This crown knows no halo. One day I'ma lay low and stay home, but till then, paint the town red. Till then, we paint the town red. All I know is some things forever change. I ain't gonna lie, tried to self-medicate. Till then, paint the town red. Till then, we paint the town red.
Okay. If you in a club, I advise you to put your drinks down and head to the dance floor.
Life's a bitch, she spot my drink. Woke up in the morning like, oh shit. I got an angel on my shoulder saying slow down. You gotta work in the morning, you should call it an evening. While the devil's on the oven saying go hard. There's more liquor needs drinking, don't you think about leaving? Which way do I go now? Caught in the struggle between common sense and the content of a bottle being spitting these tunes while I'm swilling the stout. So tickety-boo till I figure it out, you know.
Yeah, this crown ain't knows no halo. I lay low, snatting out a pouch to take home. Self-medicated, yo, I take it to say so. If it helps me escape from whatever is painful. But I can feel that change is near. Y'all real cats face of fear, save your tears. I'ma make it clear and take you there. My naked stairs like a steel trap, taming bears, you dig?
This crown knows no halo. One day I'ma lay low and stay home, but till then, paint the town red. Till then, we paint the town red. All I know is some things forever change. I ain't gonna lie, tried to self-medicate. Till then, paint the town red. Till then, we paint the town red. Paint the town red. We paint the town red. Paint the town red. We paint the town red.
Oh, hello, beautiful people. I'm back with, I'm sorry, it didn't work out so hot. I'm back with some fabulous mashed potatoes on a stick. The lovely treat. That's a delight for all ages. I just ran downstairs and got stuff ready. Sorry for that. All right, let's get the boys on. Bonnie is closed. For obvious reasons, Bonnie has forbidden me from ever eating on camera. So let's keep that between us. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. I see what you did there, Brutus. Hey! Hello! Hold on. Wait. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Brian. Hello.
Hi. Hold on. Let me launch the video capturing. The video capturization station. Have you had the chance to play Grand Theft Auto, Justin? Justin. Jerbs. Jerbs. Jib.
All right. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can. Whoa! Ah! What was that? It was... And then he was gone. Hello.
Brian Brushwood.
So you couldn't hear me before, huh? Justin, can you hear me?
Hear me.
I
I cannot hear
There we
you,
go.
and I'm not getting video.
Check. This is really weird. Here,
Hello.
Justin. Hold on, I'm putting it on crap audio for you. I don't know why. Can you hear this at least?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
that. Yeah.
You're just hearing the in-studio stuff. Something is jacked. Something is turned down or out or off or up or... we were having a little bit of trouble. Here, I'm going to try switching to another one of these. Hold on.
Okay.
Check. All right, but you could get this now, right?
I can hear that. Yeah.
Man, that's weird. It wouldn't let me play that earlier. Very odd, sirs. Let me go to levels, and it does that trick where it keeps dropping the level on it too. I don't understand why that is. Okay, so let me see if I can get one Andrew Main on. Berg.
I am not getting video from you. Is that a possible thing?
Yeah,
or?
it should have been. It's acted like it was on. Let me try this again. Broadcast virtual camera out. It says virtual camera's on. It says select webcam. Wirecast virtual camera. Trying it again. Man, I may need to reboot. Yeah. I think,
Okay.
All right. Let me just do that, and I'll re-rock this.
All right. Bye.
All right. Okie dokes. Hopefully we got this working now, so I can. Here, we'll just do that.
All
right, we got this.
Kicks against the stall. She just got back from the Philippines, where her sister was in trouble with the law. Spent the last 2 nights on the life raft of a ship that was gutted at the hull. And her first 6 words on the solid ground were the last 6 she ever got across.
All right, let's see. Hang on. Yo.
Yo.
How's that work for you?
I am now getting things.
Yeah, I like it when you get things. Let me throw this on, and then let me vanish these layers. And right now it just looks like just me, but then we'll fix it. We'll add these guys. Sorry, I had to reboot there, Andrew. I know. You have disapprove face on. Okay, clicking that, switching that. There we go. Hello, governors. You know what? I'll leave both of you right like that. I'm going to move.
Your mind looks perfect. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
You look great, both of yous. Unfortunately, both of you are widescreen, so it's kind of a pain to. I don't have enough room, enough real estate.
Got it.
Yeah, that'll work. Actually, that really would work if you were able to tilt your body and hold that. Actually, I almost could if you both wanted to do that.
Turn my computer sideways.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just we're just spitballing here. There's no wrong answers. Yeah. There we go. How about that? I'll try to make you smaller, Andrew. I'm sorry, it's just your big head. There's nothing to be done about it.
It is a bit inflated.
Does that work?
Yeah, it's great. Looks good.
Awesome. All right, let me get the recording audio equipment ready.
Are we live for the people right now?
Oh, I believe we're so live. We're as live as their faces can handle.
Let's tweet and Facebook this out.
Facebook. Do you guys go on Facebook to consume anymore or just to put stuff out?
Never did.
I go to Facebook.
Yeah, I don't ever. I sometimes even forget to tweet out on it, to put the word out.
The mistake I made was I just have the one account, and so like anybody who wanted to friend me, I friended.
Yeah.
And I love every one of you. I know 1% of these people,
Yeah.
and it's I have enough trouble stomaching politics and stuff from people I like or no. And it's just it just becomes intolerable and stuff. So I don't go there.
Amazing. Be-do-do.
I have enough trouble stomaching my own politics. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I agree. There we go. Check, check, check. This is the level. I'll talk. Let me hear Justin.
Hi, check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Keep talking there, buddy.
Check, 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 check. Talking, 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 talking,
Okay,
talking,
and-
talking,
and
talking.
Andrew?
I am talking out of my mouth. My mouth hole is where I do my talking mostly.
Let me try one clever question mark change. I'm gonna try one thing and see if I can put you guys on two separate channels. Speakers.
Did somebody tweet this out on the Twitters?
I'm putting it out on Weird Things right
Here,
now. real
talk,
quick.
talk, Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
Yeah, look at that. Now you're on a different channel.
And I like to talk with my mouth.
That's the best of all the ways to talk. It's the one I like.
Talkity, talkity, talk.
I think you just did that line change thing. Oh, you did it again, you sneaky bitch. Okay. Somewhere, some program is tweaking my audio settings.
Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, Brian.
That's what I hear.
But these two gumshoes,
They're
I
picking up
forget
the
the rest of
slack.
the lyrics. That
I just worry if there's a case that's too big or small for them. I mean, I also don't know when I need help who I should call.
probably Chippendale's male stripper service.
Yeah. All right. We got this thing running. I think we're good. Actually, let me take a look at the waveform. Yeah, delete everything. And hit go, and I think we're good.
All right, I'm going to tweet this out on the
I
Twitter.
am tweeting it now.
I'm ready to retweet.
Live with the Weird Things recording. Boom. Retweet that till your face falls off.
How about I just retweet it once?
Nope.
No,
You
please
have
don't.
one
Please,
choice.
sir, don't make me. Don't make me.
I'm going to go put it on the Facebook now.
Oh, snap. Making real world changes to conversations we just had. This is next level ish.
So somebody pointed out that we're up against like some baseballs. Does that change anything for you guys?
No. Baseball ended.
Wait, are you sure? Because I mean, they're really acting like it's still happening.
No.
Wow. How did baseballs end?
The beloved America's team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, lost, and they just said, "What do you say we go home and eat pie?" And so they've been eating pie ever since.
Oh, good for them. That's
Yeah.
about as all American.
Sweet boys, all of them.
Good. Congrats to baseball on its 200-year run.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back eventually.
No,
It's done.
All right.
When the pie's done, it's going to be my new documentary.
All right, it's been tweeted.
It's been tweeted.
Killing Twitter.
It's been.
And lo, he said unto thee, it has been tweeted.
Gumshoes?
Gumshoes.
All right.
All right.
I just hit record. I'm ready to rock.
Are we ready to wean this pit bull off of baby's blood?
Way to reinforce
I
the
don't know whether or
stereotype.
not I like it better, you saying baby fluid or baby blood.
Stereotype, I will just say that or was it the Gladwell had the defense? We had a discussion about pit bulls without actually citing statistics about pit bulls.
Oh, did we? I have no idea.
Like pit bulls are dangerous. I mean, it's they're bred to be that way. They do what they're supposed to do. Guns kill more people than fake guns. Not saying they're bad, just saying. Now that I've brought the room to a grinding halt.
I mean, I just realized there's no.
That's always a great way to get a fun podcast started is, by the way, these animals are dangerous. And comedy.
Comedy. All right. We ready to go?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Weird Things podcast. I'm Andrew Main, joined by Mr. Brian Brushwood.
Hello. I made a brief sojourn in your alternate reality. I actually live in Los Santos.
And
That's the game from Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm acting like I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5, so I'm acting like I'm coming out of that.
That's a great place for that, Brian. That's a really great point to really just put on Front Street that you've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 is within the first 5 seconds of the show, derailing it entirely.
Well, apparently what derailed it was making a Grand Theft Auto 5 reference to two guys who clearly didn't get the reference, and then having to explain it.
That other voice you just heard, who clearly looks like one of the villains from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, as I can remember, is Mr. Justin Robert Scarface Young.
Hello, Mangs.
Well, gentlemen, here we are.
And for the audio listeners, I lost a bet. I lost a bet against Tom Merritt, he of Tech News Today, and Brian's co-host on Frame Rate, and my co-host on FSL Tonight. We bet on baseball, and I lost. The Pirates lost to the Cardinals. He got to choose whatever facial hair that I shaved in, and I'll tweet out a picture of my ridiculous facial hair, which I wear for a week now in tribute to his victory.
Justin, I really like the way you took a brief pause to explain to all the people who didn't get the reference. When somebody made a reference and it made no sense, I like the way that you brought everyone up to speed. I thought that was really good of you.
I'm going to paint a audio picture of what this looks like. Did any of you see the version of Breaking Bad for Spanish language? Okay. If they do Sons of Anarchy set in Mexico, Justin is one of those characters.
I don't know. What would be the Latino version of a Sons of Anarchy character? Like the way that they have like Walter Blanco.
I mean, you look like what's his name? The Good and the Bad and the Ugly.
Oh, Tuco.
Tuco. It's Tuco.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally Tuco.
You know who you are, Blondie.
And it's all the more amazing when you see Tuco show up in other roles, and he is not Tuco.
Yeah, Eli Wallach.
He is amazing.
Jewish, not Mexican, shockingly enough.
Well, you can be Jewish and Mexican, I heard.
They allow dual citizenship.
You can be Jewish and Mexican.
True.
Yes. I just watched Scarface, and there was what's the name? The first guy he works for is the Cuban Jewish guy.
Yes. Oh,
So-
I always get them mixed up. I get the characters from Godfather 2 and Scarface.
When
Mixed
it's like,
up.
and you watch Scarface, and it's like watching Godfather and Sopranos. You watch Scarface, you see like what's the old guy in the wheelchair? He's the right hand guy for the Bogota Colombian cartel
Hector
guy.
Salamanca.
Yes, you see him there, and it's one of those things that pop up. Moving right along,
Yes.
and I'm going to pull this up. Some people in Japan were given compensation recently, gentlemen. Residents of pull this up.
A little make good yen.
What the heck?
That was my favorite band in the 80s. Make good yen.
Japanese citizens were given compensation because they were, well, why did the government decide to give them some money? And by the way, this was sent to us by Demon Dwayne, and it was awesome.
I mean,
so,
hold on. This is like recently they got compensation?
very recently.
I mean, this has to be
Each-
for like something related to the tsunami or Fukushima or something, right?
They were each given 20,000 yen, which is only $205.
$205 for
A used panty vending machine accident.
No.
well,
I feel like that was right with Fukushima in terms of like dead on guesses.
I mean, you want to talk about a tsunami? The
When the rains come, Brian.
okay, so it's got to. If I was gonna guess, and I'm afraid I might be right. Should I dance around what I actually think it is? Because
Go.
No, go for it.
okay, this is like I heard when the Fukushima reactor got all messed up, like people were going in and accepting like lethal doses of radiation in order to help shut stuff down, kind of like kind of like those Chernobyl heroes. Is it something like that where it's like their thank you is here's $200, you're gonna die?
No.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Those guys
Let
got
people
a
suffer in poverty and radiation.
No, I'm sure because I'd hate to think that the moral of the story is the Japanese government values your life at $200.
So, like,
No,
you get a
Brian,
knock on your
those
door.
guys got gift certificates to a certain vending machine.
Yeah. You get a knock on your door. You open up the door.
Yep.
Like, all right, they take off their shoes. They step inside. They're, Brian-san, here is your compensation. And they start counting out the yen. If it's if it's individual yen notes, it'll take forever. But
Yeah.
let's just say they write you a
Yeah,
check.
but let's say, you know what, while we're saying it, let's say they're doing it Bob Barker style and they have like a crowd all like dressed with signs. They're all excited and they're counting 1 yen, 2 yen,
yen.
3 yen.
5 days later,
And I was like, thanks. And what's this for again?
you remember very well what it was because you can't forget what happened.
Because I was aggrieved. Like this was a painful experience for me.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. This is
One aggrievement, two aggrievements.
Man, was this part of my job?
No, you're kind of an innocent.
Oh, so I was just going about my own business. I was using a popular vending machine, and then all of a sudden this happened to me.
Yep.
The problem is when you try to get your hand in there because they get stuck on the little knobs.
Knobs. So okay, now am I the only one affected? I'd imagine there's a few other people.
Yeah, there's like I would say that about 18 people in so far were the ones getting payouts.
And we were all in the same place when this happened, weren't we?
Yeah, in the same area.
Okay. It wasn't a meteorite, was it?
Nope.
Because I don't know why the government would feel like I'd be like, what, are you guilty? You feel guilty that fell out of the sky? Ah, man. Justin, where's your
Was
head
it
at?
for seeing the Japanese dubbed version of Meteor Man, the Eddie Murphy comedy?
Could be.
No.
Restitution for we're sorry we made you watch that crap. Man, where's your head at, Justin? Or do you already know this one?
No, I don't know this one. I would say it sounds like by 18 people, maybe is it some sort of public transportation accident or something that happened on public transportation?
No, they were not groped. I mean, I don't know. Can't say that they weren't.
I mean,
groped on
hey,
public-
listen. All right, if you're gonna riding Japanese public transportation, there's going to be at least 2% of groping.
Yeah,
It's
if I wear that
it's like
schoolgirl
animal
outfit, I'm
feces
asking
and
for
canned food.
Yeah, they call it the cost of doing business, right? The business, of course, being going about your own business on public
Yeah.
transportation.
And getting your produce fondled.
Okay.
Check freshness, as they call it.
All right, now is this is this restitution for like physical damage or just like emotionally, like that was rough?
Probably a little column A, column B.
Yeah, like I could still get around, but fairly well, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Huh.
The Japanese prime minister didn't like start throwing hot oil in people's faces like for laughs or anything. It's not anything like that, right?
I don't think so.
All right.
This doesn't have anything to do with wild animals, does it?
Zoo? Is it zoo related?
Now, Brian, as we know in Magic, there's a way when you ask a question, when you say it doesn't, I could have said yes.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But then I think you knew I would have gone off on an unpleasant side jag. All right. So we got some critters. We got critters. What town is this in? What part of Japan?
Western Japan,
Okay, which I'm assuming
the-
is
Wow, West.
Miyazaki Prefecture.
okay. So what could cause trouble to 18 people? Pack of wild monkeys? Pack of wild monkeys steal stuff and start hitting? Oh no! Oh no! Is it
One wild monkey.
one wild monkey's tearing stuff up?
Victims of
That
an
was my
ill-tempered
favorite
monkey
band
which
next to Make Good Yen.
Victims of an ill-tempered monkey which terrorized a town in western Japan are to be offered compensation, an official said. More than 1,000 professional hunters, firefighters, and police officers were mobilized to snare the peaked primate after it set upon 18 people during a 13-day rampage through Hyuga. The wild macaque was finally cornered in a vacant house on September 9th after 280 people had spent the day searching for it. The monkey was put down shortly thereafter.
How big is a macaque again?
No.
Like I thought they were like, I don't know, yay big. I don't know, like slightly bigger than my torso.
That seems like a monkey that would be causing trouble in a movie, right? Like they're fairly agile, like.
Yeah, like that, or they would be perfect for like comedy hijinks. Like me and Justin. Justin's wearing like a nurse's uniform, and I've got like a fireman's outfit, and we're running around in circles and knocking heads because the macaque's like doing crazy jumping around stuff.
All I know is.
And I make a couple extra bucks selling part of my nurse's uniform to a vending machine company.
If you get $200 for a macaque, when you get a full-on Godzilla running through there.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that's
all right,
crazy.
But why is the government culpable for this? Did the government let it loose? Was it part of like Japan's let the macaques run free program that they only got through its first program, its first phase?
I think that it has to do with one. It's a face-saving thing that they failed to protect the people from it. The assembly voted to compensate them. $200 for a monkey attack.
Now, well, what kind of damage are we talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
and by the
did
way,
it-
the $200, that's not like in gift certificates to the I got attacked by a monkey store or anything, right? Not like the souvenir shop.
It groped them on the subway, Justin.
Like, are we talking? I mean, here's what I'm going to voice what everybody is right now thinking, both live and in podcast form. Are we talking about flying poop?
I think I wouldn't rule anything out.
I actually hadn't been thinking about that, but now that I think about it, I'll tell you what, man. If I took a face full of macaque poo, I think $200 would be like the right compensation for that. I'd feel like that's just. I'd feel like justice was served.
There's no way people are settling for that, though. You might, because you are a very forgiving person.
All right, now hold on.
Secretly
but,
into it.
But like if I got clawed in the face, no way,
Yeah.
$200 a month. I'm gonna write return to sender, jerks, and then and I'll send them like 200 yen.
I want to send you I'll send it to you both. I'm going to send you a link, and I'll send it to you, Justin, I want you to look at this. You look at this search, and you're like, what are they mobilizing to find? What is this group out there? And, if I said this was a scene from Pacific Rim, you'd probably believe it.
All right.
All right, so now we are looking at a Japan Times. Holy smokes! This is like definitely a group of officially orange clad, like as if they were going
All right,
to.
check this out, Brian, bicycle rider. Among the 18 men and women menaced by their primate, a man in his 20s required a total of 20 stitches in both of his arms and right leg. The man was reportedly attacked from behind while riding his bicycle.
No, not okay, bro. This is now you stitch it $200 and you're getting stitches? No. That's more. By the way, I'm gonna switch. I gotta make some changes here so I can show it on the screen here. But this is I'm looking at a sea of dudes in orange. Wait, here, I'll just put it up over half this.
As if they were doing a major construction, highway construction project, or they are indeed attempting to try and catch them all.
It's like I think they're waiting for Godzilla to come through there. I mean, it's like, but they got Brian. You're out on your bike. You're pedaling away. You're like, nothing can get you other than a car. You think you're like faster than any wild animal.
And
the last thing you expect is some deranged psychotic monkey to come after you and attack you on your bike.
And you said 200
This
stitches?
is a Hitchcock movie, right? Like, I mean, you're pedaling as fast as you can on your bicycle, and this ferocious beast is barreling down on your life. Like, that's terrifying.
Okay, so does the article mention, like, I guess everybody just took it or what? Because that's crap money. Like, I'm angry if I've got freaking torn up body parts. Wait, here we go.
Is this Brian? Is this your pitch? Your pitch to offer your services as legal representation?
Wait a minute. There's more here. It says the city offered 300,000 yen in compensation to the owner of the abandoned house where the animal was captured. How come? Wait. The money will be provided to cover expenses incurred to repair walls and the ceiling of the house, which was partially damaged by the team conducting the monkey hunt. So it wasn't even the ape that caused the damage.
So they're kicking down walls and stuff. Brian, this is your Better Call Saul son. You need to have your own little commercial. Let everybody know that even though you're not legally able to practice law in Japan,
have you been attacked by a monkey and are being offered the laughable sum of $200? Then call me, because I will take your case and get you $300.
I like, and you watch the show and you'll see on his desk there'll be like a book like aviation law, and like Brian's gonna have like primate tort through the ages.
And I was like, well, first of all, we have to have this argument in maritime law. Like the first thing I do is request a transfer of jurisdiction to the deep sea.
In the case of Admiral Nelson versus the Barbary apes of 1812, remember the site with citation compensation of no less than the price of there's
Barbary Apes, another great band.
Let me tell you, when alligators went crazy in Florida, I got them $500. When great bears were going around Alaska, I got them $3,000.
Anyway, I like the idea that you were representing the animals and you got the animals paid. I know both sides of these cases. You can trust me, Brian Brushwood, animal lawyer.
Trust me, I used to work for the animals. Now I work for you, and I'm wise to all their tips and tricks.
Take it from me. And then, like, you take off your face and you're really a fox and you wink at the camera and then you put your face back on.
But then like just ends as a fan out, like interdenominate, like just one of every currency, like bling. I've gotten money for animal cases around the world.
And some of them are
gentlemen,
twigs.
After our commercial break, I have another animal case for you.
Oh, sweet.
Absolutely. This episode of Weird Things is brought to you by viewers like you.
By the way, speaking of which, people specifically were asking how they can sponsor the show. What's the best way for them to reach out, and what could they expect?
Send 20,000 yen to...
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I feel like I would definitely just like to kind of just have a place where we could read shout outs, because like finding them through the PayPal system is oftentimes my least favorite part of of the entire Weird Things process. So I don't know. We'll figure out what to do with ads going forward. But right now we don't have any ads, and to be honest, it usually winds up having the podcast come out about 72 to a full week sooner than it would otherwise for me to go through and make sure that I find exactly what it is. And then sometimes they cut off, like the word count cuts off, so I got to email them. It's just a thing. So we'll figure it out. There's no ads this week.
Right. But what I'm suggesting is let's give them a clear directive, because like Weird Am I was saying in the chat earlier, like, I want to give money to Weird Things. How much does it cost, and what do I get for it, and what's the best way to go about that? So if the problem is that there's not a clear path for them to do that, maybe right now would be a good time for us to make a clear path for that.
I think that it's a very boring conversation that we should not have on air.
Okay. Apparently, if you're watching and listening and you want to donate, good luck. Figure it out is apparently the method.
What I was saying was we'll figure it out.
And follow up to my colleague, Mr. Brian Brushwood, what we will do is we'll try to come up with a better page to do a sponsor, because the problem we had there was a character limit, and it just made Justin's life a nightmare to try to do this. We will come up with a page that you will be able to, it'll be like weirdthings.com/sponsor, and we'll put a thing up there if you want to do it, and we'll have a better, more streamlined, efficient system to do this. Does that sound good?
Sure. You almost gave a URL. That was good.
Weirdthings.com/sponsor.
I know, it's fine.
It's a URL.
I don't know.
I don't know what you want, Brian.
Well, the problem is, like, I mean, just tell people how they can give. And if the answer is there's no physical way you could buy an ad, then say right now there's no physical way to buy an ad, but we're gonna have one soon, or do something like besides
what
say
I said.
Good luck.
Went back and said let's revisit this.
Okay. I mean, I could have sworn it was not what you said, but I could be wrong.
Wow, weirdthings.com/sponsor is the actual page. It takes you there, but the problem is there's a character limit, so we'll figure it out. Anyhow, moving right along. I don't know why we aren't better businessmen, gentlemen. You think?
What's that?
I know. It's no wonder that we did not choose a life in corporate America.
Yeah.
So, I got a story for you about a guy. This thing happened to this guy. This guy was attacked by a wild animal. Right?
Okay.
You with me?
Yep,
wild
sure.
animal attack. Okay.
Japan. Macaw. Done. Let's move on.
I like the fact that it's not a macaque, but a macaw, a bird.
It's a macaw now. They got a real problem with the M words.
It's like, I'm gonna eat ya! Ah!
So this dude was in this place, and then out of nowhere he gets attacked by this animal. But he prevented the animal from killing him.
So he saved himself.
What's that?
He saved himself.
Yeah, saved himself.
Like because he was strong or fast, or did he clever solution? Was he like a MacGyver?
Sort of. It was a bear.
Oh, wow. All right.
Gillis, sir, was in Grand Falls, northern some cold ass Canada, and he's out in his walking through his woodlot. I mean, he has a woodlot, so he must be Canadian. And suddenly, a large black object ran out of the woods and attacked him. Spoiler alert: bear. To prevent the bear from killing him, Sire grabbed its blank.
Well, I thought that pretty much no matter what animal is coming at you, you should go for the eyes because they're pretty soft and you can't think. So I would imagine you just grab
it's right
the
by
eyes.
its mouth.
Well, there is that problem, but like a bear. I would think to like grab the bear's junk, but like I wouldn't know how to find it, and I would imagine it's all buried under bear fur fat. That it's. I imagine it's like protected, and then what are my soft, doughy simian fingers gonna do?
Well, but at the same time, like, what is the smallest animal that you could imagine on your junk causing you extreme pain? Because there's some pretty small animals that can put a real dent in your wanker.
Okay, but I got to imagine, like, if that is the case, I mean, I'm almost certain that bears have like recessed, it's like there's
Also, we don't know whether or not it's the junk.
No, I know,
Brian
but let's
just
talk
said-
about the.
or-
Let's
Andrew just said body part.
assuming it is the junk. Like I don't think I could find
He's gonna
it.
fish hook him like a wrestler.
Yeah, but it's like I don't even know if you could get at that.
Well, Brian, assuming it was the junk for a moment, and you are correct. Like I have an idea of the general area. I kind of think I know where not to look for the bear junk.
Yeah,
Okay.
like in the mouth.
It's bear anatomy, my anatomy, not radically different.
Right.
But maybe of all the people that have attacked by bears, a high percentage go for the junk and most miss, but this guy got the lucky strike and just got.
As the Wire taught us, if you come at the king, you best not miss.
I'll tell you what, though. Like, if it was the junk, it seems like there's a delay. If you've ever, for the males out there, if you've been hit in your goods, there's like a 3-second, like, oh, I don't know, did it not? Oh, and then you feel the hit. Whereas, like, if a bear's in attack mode, I feel like that 3 seconds all it needs to finish tearing you in two.
It's a good point.
Did he grab the junk? I mean, that's the question. The junk doesn't seem like a very good strategy.
I'm gonna bet he didn't go for the junk.
I think I got it.
What?
Grabbed his paw, and they became best friends as they looked in each other's eyes.
See,
Oh, my life.
if it was a tiger, I'd have this one. I was gonna say specifically the toe. He would have grabbed the tiger by his toe. And if he hollered, he would have let him go.
Sure.
What else is there? Can't grab
That's
his
all
tail.
the body parts of bears
Toes, we're done. Body parts.
have.
It's not. Is it? It isn't the eyeball, is it?
Are you asking?
I'm gonna officially go for eyeball.
You are incorrect, sir.
Ah, dang it!
I'm going to go butt.
Touched his butt.
Specifically, no,
He was
I'm
so
gonna go
offended. He
I'm
slapped
going
it.
to go
Was
like the Death Star with the one exhaust port that can bring the whole project down.
When I said bear, maybe I should have been more specific.
Listen, Andrew, it's the mustache talking.
Is it the is it like a panda bear or any kind of weird bear? That would be awesome. That
The
would
real
change
bear.
things.
Real bear, not no fake
Like an
bear.
actual bear that walks in the woods, not one that would be found inhabiting various watering holes in my city, San Francisco.
Yeah. All right. So was Justin right? Was it the bear hole?
No.
It wasn't the cubby hole?
Was it an ear? Did he grab his ear? Like twist it like a school marm and just be all like, shame on you.
I told you for the last time, bear!
Exactly. So it wasn't that?
No.
Was it the junk? Did we officially file junk?
No, you never. That was, I went and then you
Let's submit junk for peer review.
Negative.
went, nipples? Do bears have nipples?
It had a nipple ring on, Brian. He twisted it.
Did he poke him right in the belly button and go "Mee-lee-lee-lee-lee," just to make him feel weird?
The bear just had it pierced. He was very sensitive.
Can you hook a bear's nose? Like maybe 1 in a million shot just kind of gets shoved in there? And he's all like, ow, ow, ow. You know, like a Three Stooges, like a Three Stooges thing?
Did he just kind of grab him, not by the junk, but just the hair around the junk? Like, that's gotta just send him into quite a tizzy.
The taint?
Yeah.
No.
I'm out of body parts. That's pretty much all the anatomy I know.
The soft nape of his neck.
No.
The tongue? Did he grab his tongue?
Ding ding, grab the tongue.
Are you
Oh!
kidding me?
Bear
Really?
comes out of mouth, the game. The guy reaches out, grabs the tongue, pulls the tongue, and the bear's like, I can't bite down now. Didn't think this one through. Let's
my-
call this a draw, okay? Grabbed the bear's tongue. The bear clawed and scratched at him, but eventually got kind of frustrated and let go and then got bored and walked away. It was like going, damn, The tongue.
All right, Brian, follow me on this because
All
I want to file shenanigans. Obviously, Andrew is the brain of the show. There's a reason when he couldn't do it, the show went on hiatus because he brings the research that makes this show special. And I very rarely, if ever, challenged it. But I do believe that this was not, in fact, a news story, but rather an episode of The Three Stooges.
Yeah, totally.
This seems like a not Mo Green. Is it Mo Green? No, Mo Howard, right?
Mo Howard.
Mo
Yeah,
Green.
yeah.
Yes.
No, Mo Green was in The
They all
Godfather. We were
got
talking about The
killed
Godfather.
in the end because they took over Las Vegas without permission.
Doesn't this seem like a Mo move? Like, why, you bear? I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I was suggesting with the nose hook thing. Yeah. Man, I can't. This has to be in no way thought out. Just one of those those adrenaline fueled moments of clarity.
You don't think
Yeah,
he was an
I
outdoorsman?
think there's in all the bear attacks in all the alternate universes where some guy goes for the tongue, does not work off this well. Man loses hand. How did you lose your hand? Well, I
was
got
under
attacked by a
attack by a
bear.
bear,
Okay.
and I had this theory. Now, hear me out before you start laughing at me. I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious to grab his tongue because it's soft, and then he
Do
couldn't
you think
bite
there's like a
down.
forum, like mauledbybears.org, that like they just get on a forum and talk about like, man, I'll tell you what, that bear came at me, and if I could do it again,
Yeah, actually,
I
kinda.
would blank. You know, I would give him the E Honda 100 hand slap, or I would try to tickle him until he peed himself. Like just all these like strategies. If I could, there was one moment in which my life was irrecoverably changed by this bear, and I would like to have it back. And this dude lived out all of their fantasies by grabbing the tongue.
Yeah, congrats, I guess. Like, and the fact is, not only did he have the insanity to grab the tongue, but the fact that not only did it worked perfectly. It worked in a way that, you know, the bear didn't die and bite off its tongue and blood everywhere and then savaged him or anything, or, you know, it just sort of was like, well, that's rude, and just sort of confusedly
Well, he
walked off.
seemed like pretty pissed off initially, but then he just realized it was checkmate. Even
Yeah.
bears realize when they got.
So, just as a helpful tip out there, I started thinking like, well, what other wild animals have tongues? If you get attacked by a mammal, and it's your only option, maybe. Sharks do have tongues, but they're not long tongues like ours. They just sort of sit on the floor of their mouth.
Well, plus
So-
also you got to kind of reach in that
Yeah,
bit of
you're
a
not
bit of a
gonna pull its
nasty
tongue out
maw.
past the teeth.
You need
and
you
be
need
like,
a
yeah, bite down
projectile
on this.
tongue there.
Okay, I would say like a deer, but the problem is that deers aren't biters. They're like boxers. They rear back with their hooves and they just sort of like and pound the stuffing out of you. So reaching up and grabbing a deer tongue wouldn't be very productive.
Yeah, and deer attacks do happen, but they're not like I was minding my own business chopping wood and the deer came out of nowhere and attacked me.
Yeah, but still, look, okay, fine. You're trying to take a photo of a deer. One of you guys like, oh, let me climb on its back, and then it freaks out and it starts
Then it
like,
happens.
Look, regardless, man, let's not argue how we got here. The fact is, you're being bopped in the face by a deer.
Sure, yeah.
Don't
go
grab
for the
its tongue.
No. So what are you gonna do? You grab it by its little deer legs and have it hit itself right in the face and go, "Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself, deer?"
Makes sense.
I feel like we should do this with every animal. There should be a new segment on the show. How would you defend yourself against an animal?
Well, what is the animal with the longest tongue? Like, are there any prehensile tongues?
Anteater?
Man.
I guess like a yeah. If an anteater comes at you,
Andrew Maine is the.
Gene Simmons.
what about like I guess a chameleon try to attack you? You just grab its tongue and fling it up and down, and they'd be like, ah.
like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Then you can do little tricks, make it walk the dog.
Ooh,
you know?
this is great. This is a good question.
That's
What
Cradle.
is the largest animal in the planet that uses its tongue as a weapon? So it'd be like so you got like a bullfrog, right? Was like yay, some of them about, I don't know, almost like half a bowling, like a deflated bowling ball size, right? Is there anything, you think that's the biggest one? Maybe.
Sorry, wait. Say it. What? Say it again.
Okay, what is the largest animal on the planet
Yeah.
that uses its tongue as a weapon? Because
Okay.
that's what a bullfrog does, right? You know, catch flies and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
You got
So we
chameleons.
count-
I don't know
yeah.
if a chameleon's bigger. It launches its tongue out and grabs things.
Yeah.
What about like? Is there some kind of like crazy squid? Those are just they just have tentacles. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think they do. I think like squid may have tongues or something. I wonder. I did some research a while back on squid when I wrote a book about one, but
Chronological Man available now.
Well-
Wait. Oh no. Wait. You mentioned an anteater, which I guess is bigger than a bullfrog. How big is an anteater? Are they dog-sized?
as big as an anteater would eat. No.
Well, I don't know. How big are they?
I don't know. Bigger than an ant? I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
How big are anteaters?
Let me get my tape measure, Brian. I'll be right back. I've got one out back. Let me go
Look,
get
no.
this.
Are anteaters the size of my fist? Are anteaters the size
No,
of my
they're
torso?
bigger. They're,
Are
they're like
anteaters-
raccoon sized.
Okay, then that's all you had to say. Was their raccoon size? That was the answer. You got to it.
I thought you wanted a more precise answer, Brian.
No. Just bigger than a bullfrog. That's our current champion then. So an anteater has to be the biggest animal that attacks with its tongue then, right?
But
Yeah.
part of this is ferocity, right? Like we're okay with grabbing on that bear's tongue because that bear could kill that man. Like, is it possible, unless you are like really, looking to commit suicide by anteater, to be murdered by an anteater?
Man, how would an anteater attack?
So, just there, there are giant anteaters that are like 6 feet long.
Whoa! That's big. Has anyone been killed? Or I'm going to write the words "attacked by an anteater" into Google. An ant. Okay, so far it's trying to autocomplete with antelope.
I was just trying to mind my own business, eating my peanut butter on celery with my raisins on top, and this anteater came along and just...
All right, here we go. Eat this, gentlemen. April 12th, 2007, Reuters.com. Argentine zookeeper dies after anteater attack.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it just got real right now. Hold on, I'm loading up the article right now. A young Argentine zookeeper who worked on a giant anteater conservation project died on Thursday after she was attacked by an anteater who mauled her abdomen and legs with its sharp front claws. Her injuries were very serious. When she was admitted, she was already in critical condition. Melissa Casco, 19, died after an operation to amputate one of her legs. Wow, man, that's harsh.
So these things get up to 10 feet long and 110 pounds. So when I said raccoon, I meant a giant raccoon.
All right, I'm calling it, man. Anteaters, unless you could think of something scarier.
I'll go with that. All right, gentlemen, I have one more for you.
Go.
Touches back to a conversation we had not that long ago. And Brian,
Yeah.
you may recall, we were speculating on life on a planet covered in ice or a moon covered in ice,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Now, quick side note: scientists have found what they believe to a water-covered Earth-like planet. It's some 60 light years away. Wait, hold on, let me get that right.
Is this the one I heard on the news that there was some planet that was just not near a star? They just found a phantom planet, but I would imagine that have to be a giant, super gas giant, right?
Yeah, this one actually, this is 170 light years away. This is they found evidence of a water-rich rocky planet. Unfortunately, it's all broken up.
Oh, geez.
It may be Krypton. We don't know. But the whole discussion about that was quite interesting. And then, not long after we had our conversation about what it would be like on Europa or whatever, in our own solar system, if we had, what would life be like under an ocean trapped under an ice cap? Scientists, our favorite people, in Antarctica, were using radar in a plane and satellite photos to try to measure what was below the ice. in Antarctica. They found 820-foot high channels underneath the ice shelf.
So wait, you mean like what would appear to the layman's eyes like tunnels, like carved
Massive
out,
caverns.
and it's
Tall
and this
enough to put, the Eiffel Tower inside of.
and these are like completely surrounded by ice. I guess what I'm getting at, is it possible that these are geologically isolated from the rest of of the
they're,
Earth?
they're created by like an internal melt, and so there's water flow through there. As far as they believe, as far as the channels are created, so these are long channels under the ice.
Did they mention if they found any critters? I would imagine
No
some.
critters. I mean, this is
bacteria.
just new radar. Like they're just flying planes over there using radar. They're like, we're getting a reading down there. I don't know if you recall H.P. Lovecraft at the Mountains of Madness.
I'm actually just reading that.
Wow.
I've actually never read that before. That's like the first thing I thought. Yeah, no.
Actually,
this dude, there's a warning to this.
I still
Don't do it.
I still haven't read this. Bring me up to speed. I'm familiar with some of the mythos, but not this aspect.
So it's the story of an expedition to Antarctica, and they find in a valley there a ancient city. And it turns out this city is unbelievably old, way, way older than any kind of human civilization. And there's writings on the walls that tell the story of basically the old ones and the civilization before man.
That's awesome.
As well as specimens. They find specimens of things that,
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it interesting and not tip too much, because it goes into an interesting place.
Yes. I mean, that comes before the city part. I'm not to the city part. I've been listening to it.
Dude, that's awesome. So, I guess is there any plans to investigate? They're gonna carve out a hole, drop a sub in there, go poking around, or I guess you just put a probe in there. It'd probably be more cost effective.
I think at some point, they'd like to be able to do that. But when you look at the size, these are like way, way, way deep under the ice cap. And I think at some point, they feel like right now they look like they're filled. I guess they're filled with water underneath there.
Our employees give great customer service.
All right,
What's
sure.
happening?
Patient care.
There's pop-ups under the sea. They're crazy. They keep sneaking up with their advertisements. Imagine you're like halfway down in the probe, and all of a sudden a fish comes up and displays a screen talking about do you suffer from erectile dysfunction?
Letting you know about customer service, as even under the ocean, it's job one.
There's nowhere you can get away from our great values here under the sea.
And so, meanwhile, here we find this giant channels underneath Antarctica. In China, they discovered a cave so huge it has its own weather system.
Whoa!
Okay, that sounds like crazy talk, but I just listened to. I think it must have been in Radiolab where they were talking about the sewer systems for New York, and they talk about the different phases. They got to get out all the physical, the solid particulates, and then what comes next goes to another level they throw in bacteria. And there's like one room where it's a giant channel, and it's like an ecosystem where it's like the top part is so much cooler than the bottom part that steam rises up. It collects on the top of the cavern-like room and then drips back down. I would imagine it's like this, but just natural, happening totally on its own.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a ecosystem so huge they go down inside of there and it goes on and on and on. You think on our own planet we just discovered 800-foot tall, almost 1,000-foot tall tunnels underneath Antarctica. In China we're finding ecosystems inside of there that have their own weather systems. This is just Earth. And once we go to Mars, we may say, hey, there's no evidence of life, but then we're going to start to wonder what's deep down, what's really underneath there, what's under some of these ice sheets, what's inside of these CO2 fields, etc. I think that's going to be kind of the exciting thing. It won't be it'll take us a long time before we say, no, it's not there. And ideally, I don't think we really want there to be life on Mars.
Oh, because if there is, that means we'll never get to colonize it. That's the only way we want.
Like some environmental impact study, be like, no, don't hurt this microbe.
Well, that's one of the things that we had spoken about it before, but like Kim Stanley Robinson's Red Mars, Green Mars, Blue Mars. There's a kind of a fight between people who want to terraform the planet, but the people who want to leave it alone are geologists because they want to study all of these rock formations, and they feel like changing the atmosphere is gonna you're gonna have weathering, we're gonna lose what made Mars Mars. So I wonder if even if we have a clean petri dish to move into, if it still wouldn't be a problem.
I heartily agree.
But I guess that's just the larger question of what is exploration, what is proof, what is life, and as we kind of, our tools get better and better and our ability gets better and better to find these things, then that definition is a sliding scale, right? Like our ability to look for it defines what we are looking for.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, okay. Is there any case to be made? Let's say, because right now, the spread right now is in favor of there's not any kind of living life on Mars. Is that correct? That's what the smart money's at.
Yeah.
What if they say, okay, there definitely is no currently living microbes that we can find, but then they find like giant, paleontological, like a friggin' T-Rex kind of giant dinosaur bone style things. Where does that land on the scale of now we're allowed to more trouble? Like, can we still colonize, or is it going to be trouble? Or does it make it more attractive because we have a reason to go because there's such important, digs to do?
Here's my prediction, based upon my vast experience of Martian politics and history of Mars, is even if we find life, there's going to be people who are going to want to colonize. It's a whole other planet, and if you have space travel or capability to do that, it's going to happen. The anti-colonized people, the people who are going to say no, look at the people right now the extreme environmentalists, the ones burning up biotech fields because it disagrees with their religious point of view, the people who are telling other people you need to starve rather than use genetically modified food, meanwhile use this seed grain that was, created in a nuclear reactor. We can get into this, the hypocrisy of all of that, but there will be a lot of people, a lot of moneyed people with resources who might be opposed to it. So I think that regardless of what we have, I think we'll go there. But then I think that, I think the confrontation is going to be, Martian environmentalists that are just like, leave it alone. And the terrorism, I think that'll be like a new form of terrorism.
Well, I mean, and also these are all decisions made in absence of necessity, right? Like if all of a sudden we find the asteroid that's 100 years away from like hitting us dead on and obliterating what we know as life on Earth, or let's say, for example, radical shifts in Earth climate makes life far more of a challenge, and we have the ability to get to Mars. These conversations are not what they are now in our, hey, we can explore Mars, like kind of point of view, right?
Right. Real quick, hold on. If you want to make a note, at 46:48, Wirecasts look like it's crashing right now. I don't know if we're still streaming or not. I say I could just remain frozen.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, yeah, that's a separate program, so I think we're fine.
Yeah, you're frozen to me, your video.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a very pensive look, though.
That's I'm thinking deeply about this issue. I mean, you're right. Well, and the question is like, what does it ever take for us to hustle up and make changes? Does it have to be like, did it take Y2K threats to get us all to upgrade our computers, or what?
I think the hard part is
I don't know. I mean, it's just if our lives are threatened to the point of death, we tend to do things fast.
I think that's the hardest part, is that the greater amount of change you need, the greater the incentive it needs to be. And the problem is the further out into the future it is, the harder it is to do. If it was a short term, we see this burning fireball coming straight at us in the sky, like, holy crap, we're going to react. If it's, that's the problem, that, people who want radical, economic change for combating, how the greatest potential threat they see with environmental change, is they're frustrated because we need to do this now. But, they're arguing about a consequence which is further off and a consequence which total impact is up for debate. And, the argument can be made, well, the choice we make now is worse than, that the cure is worse than the,
if there's one
disease.
thing the political climate of the...
I am...
I saw your phone out taking a picture of my frozen face. Hopefully you guys see me and we're all good now.
Yes, no, we're
Yes.
back.
All right.
We back.
You want to jump into some pics?
Yeah, let's pick it up.
What are you taking pictures of, Andrew Maiden?
Don't ask.
Okay, fine. Who wants to go first?
Just say it ain't his tongue.
I'll go first.
What you
Go.
got?
So earlier this evening, Brian brought up Grand Theft Auto 5, I believe. And my entire experience with that franchise began and ended when I had a girlfriend who had Vice City, and I would stay up late and watch it until she had to go to work. And I realized I had an addiction. I had a problem. And so I'm not a big game player. I like games. I'm nothing against games. I'm not a big gamer. If anything I'm going to play, it's going to be probably something on my iPad, and it's the kind of thing I'll play when maybe I'm traveling. And it's not going to be. I'm not a big kind of run around shoot things kind of guy. And I don't mean to disparage that entire genre of games, saying, oh, it's just run. It's because it's very rich, it's very depth. The amount of storylines going into this, it's amazing. I read probably, I'll spend more time reading articles about games than many people spend playing games because I find that absolutely fascinating. The amount of resources and energy that goes into creating things, it's an incredible form of art. We could get into the difference though between it and film, where film is still more. Anyhow, I'll get into the side point. I digress.
No, but actually, that
judgment.
whole discussion is fascinating, and we should save it for a future episode. But game designers have the challenge of telling a story where the principal actor doesn't know his lines, doesn't know where to stand, and doesn't know his motivations, and you have to tell a story in such a way to cause all of those to happen.
Yeah, the thing I was going to address too is you look at the launch of Grand Theft Auto and how many it was $1 billion first week sales or something.
Yeah, dude, broke Guinness records. It was the fastest video game to ever break $1 billion in sales. It's sold over 12 million copies at this point.
Yeah, but then you compare it to Avengers or something or some other thing, Avatar, and you realize that the same amount of, but because games the price is so much higher than movie tickets, is that the number of people who actually played Grand Theft Auto is far, far smaller than the people who will see the $1 billion blockbuster. And so it's this weird, if you're in game culture, everybody's aware of it. If you're outside of it, it's this thing that other people are like, okay, I kind of get it. And it's it's like Mad Men.
But then there's the other flip side, which is, of course, if you pay $60, you are getting a 40 to 80 to 100 to 400 hour long experience as opposed to Avatar as well. In fact, Wired Magazine, over 20 years ago, I think, it must have been just under 20 years ago, they had a breakdown of dollar per entertainment hour per medium. So it's like a CD you will pay $12 for, but you'll play it, 40 to 60 times, so you get about 60 hours of entertainment out of. Whereas a magazine you're going to spend $7 on, but you'll read it for up to 8 hours, and then that's it. And so they, I wish I could find that it was.
I'll bet comics have to be the bottom of the barrel, right?
Like a good value or a bad.
Bad.
It's a terrible. Buying single issue comics.
Yeah,
where you're looking at.
Like $5 for 20 minutes of
12 minutes of entertainment.
Yeah.
And I love comics, but that's the reason why I started. I bought comics when I was a kid, and then I can't handle single issue stuff anymore. I'll buy graphic novel runs.
I want to say that the CD, the music CD, was the best value at the time, but I'd love it if somebody could tweet us and tell me if they could find that breakdown.
It wouldn't surprise me if video games were now. just as you pointed out, the amount of time that goes into creating gameplay and all that stuff. But it's interesting because you look at the Grand Theft Auto did, like you said, 10 or 12 million copies. That's the same number of viewers that Walking Dead just had. Wow. And you look at that, and that's considered a breakthrough hit show, but it's not a $1 billion franchise because it's, as you said, it's value. But in it. My observation has nothing to do with that, other than to say that so my consumption of games is very pedestrian and very simplistic. But it's I'm dying to play BioShock, dying to play it, right? I just don't know if I'll have the time to play it or whatever like that. And then looking for stuff that's kind of like that, or in that world, or in that kind of weirdo kind of mythos like that. I came across. My favorite game publisher is Big Fish Games, Matt, find the scissors in the photo. That's my level of gameplay. I found the scissors, yay! And they have a trilogy of a game series called Empress of the Deep, and I played the first one, and I was like, it's probably like an hour and a half of gameplay, maybe 2 hours of gameplay. It was like $4 or $5, which I enjoyed thoroughly, and it's one of those kind of puzzle type games, but it's fun. It's got a storyline through it. And I played some other by them, and I've always been pretty happy with them. I feel like, oh wow, I really enjoyed that. My favorite all-time game like that is like at Machinarium, which I think is brilliant. I hope they do another one, but. Yeah, Empress of the Deep, really enjoyed it, so that's my recommendation. It's on iOS. I don't know if it's on Android or not, but it was a lot of fun. So Empress of the Deep's my pick.
I'm reading The Information by James Gleek. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you read it, Andrew?
No, I haven't read a book by him in ages.
It's interesting. There's a number of parallels to some other books I've read. Reminded me a lot of the Master Switch, which I've talked about before. Talks about the changing forms of information empires and how they rise and fall. This approaches it from an even bigger kind of way, talking about like I just got to the part where they discovered a bit, and as defined as the smallest amount of information, a single coin flip. But the whole story kind of starts with European explorers going to Africa and not understanding how it is that these savages, these unwashed savages, claimed that that drums could speak to them. And this goes back as far as like the I want to say the 1700s. I'm sure I have all the numbers wrong, but these explorers will go as far as Africa, and people would get information from miles and miles away, and that's something that simply wasn't possible. The fastest way to carry information in the Dark Ages was or even in the Renaissance, was on as fast as you can move a person. This is before the telegraph. This is before visual codes or whatever. And certainly before radio. And the question was like, is this some kind of advanced code? But then they'd listen to all the different African drums, and they never repeated. They were always different versions of the song, and they couldn't understand how it was being communicated. And then the book goes on to break down the fact that all the African dialects are tonal languages, where there's a difference. Does it go up or go down? And that cadence mattered in there, and of course consonants and vowels mattered as well. But there was so much information conveyed in the tonality of different words and in the cadence of them that you could almost take out the consonants and vowels and kind of understand what someone was saying, especially the more verbose, the longer and more detailed an explanation they give. Instead of saying, Justin, they say, Justin with the pornography mustache who is sitting behind the pop screen on the left of the screen. So it's like you say all of those things. They figured out that all of these African drums, you had a high note and a low note, and they just talked. They just hit the notes up and down as if they were saying the words, and miles away someone could hear. And because they would repeat, because they would use these verbose patterns, these phrases, kind of like if you've ever done if your grandma ever forwarded you the email where like they've removed all the consonants or removed all the vowels and say, if you can read this, you are a genius or whatever. Like that's essentially the way they were hearing the drums talk to them. And it was fascinating to and that's just how the book begins. From there on, it talks about the development of increasingly high fidelity forms. I just now I'm about halfway through, so I just got to Alan Turing, and I'm sure that we have adventures of telephony and broadcast and the internet coming up.
Let me know when we get to Peter Frampton. Do you feel like we do? And how he uses the guitar to talk to white folk like that.
Exactly right.
That's
good stuff.
I never realized about African languages that that worked like that. That's very interesting. Like it kind of I guess the medieval lute just didn't work across vast distances.
I'm going to name for you guys some things. Tell me if you have enjoyed them. Saturday Night Live through the mid 80s and the 90s. Conan O'Brien's late night show.
Sure.
Mr. Show with Bob and David. All of these, including as well as other ancillary stuff like Kids in the Hall, were in some way affected, as well as Triumph the Insult Comic Dog by Robert Smigel. My recommendation for you guys is a free podcast. It is an interview with Robert Smigel about his life and career. It is on a sports podcast called The BS Report with Bill Simmons. There is the closest they get to talking about sports is one of his two unmade scripts that were based on Saturday Night Live characters. One of them was a Hans and Franz movie that was going to star Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It was going to be a musical, right? Yeah.
And did not get made because Last Action Hero bombed, and he swore that he would never play himself again because he did not want to do meta Arnold Schwarzenegger comedy anymore.
Wow.
And then the second one was a Superfans movie, a Da Bears, those guys. They wrote a whole movie which he goes into detail on. That's the only sports that are talked about. So if you don't like sports, don't worry about it. It is all about Robert Smigel. It's at a ton of great anecdotes. If you like any of those projects that I talked about, which by the way, do you know that Bob Odenkirk co-wrote the initial Superfans Da Bears sketch?
No way. Of course,
He
the
was
moment
one
you said
of
that,
the-
I could picture him. I mean, he's got the perfect voice for it, right? He's got that heavy Chicago accent.
He's a Chicago guy. So they did it initially on stage, and he was one of the Superfans. And he had left SNL as a writer by the time that they wound up doing it on the show. But yeah, I think even if it's not Bob Odenkirk, it's another famous writer. But he wrote everything but the end of the famous Chris Farley, Matt Foley motivational coach.
Oh, the van down by the river.
And, yeah, you're gonna be living in a van now. And
So
I
he
believe
wrote
it was
everything
Odenkirk.
but that catchphrase.
Wrote everything except for the end because Smigel wrote the end, which was Farley falling through the table at the end. And he said he always feels guilty about it because Farley spent the rest of his life falling and running through things. That was this became this defining element of his career, was that he was so funny at just obliterating objects with his body in comedic fashion that he spent the rest of his career and unfortunately short life doing. I will spoil only one of the anecdotes. He talks about a writer, Al Franken's writing partner wound up fell ill with a disease, and Lord Michaels had this huge dinner with pretty much a who's who of comedy to come kind of pay tribute to him as he knew that he was moving into the final phase of his life. And Dan Aykroyd, who apparently, as according to Robert Smigel, is prone to wax poetic and about things, and so goes on this very long story about how back in the old days they were there for the art, they were not there for the money. At which point, after Aykroyd beautifully kind of sums up their experience in the early days of SNL, Bill Murray pipes up and says, "Yeah, Dan, you're right. You're absolutely right. We weren't there for the money. We were there to make Lorne money." So go check it out. It's the Robert Smigel episode of the BS Report with Bill Simmons. It's extraordinarily funny. He is a amazingly candid guy, and if you are a fan of comedy, he is really an indispensable figure. Worked on the Dana Carvey show, hired Louis C.K. for his first writing gig at Conan.
Wow.
A titanic career.
I love that. If you're a fan of comedy, otherwise, you're just a heartless bastard who just does not like to laugh and has no soul.
I mean, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's worth it for anybody who likes the things that I mentioned, but
Yeah.
I found it just sort of remarkable. Anybody who likes to think about comedy on the why comedy works level, it was enlightening. It was like reading the Bible. It was just an amazing tome.
That sounds excellent. Well, guess that's it.
That's not how you do it.
No, you gotta say the thing.
Come on, it's like we know you got a lot going on, and you kind of forget. It's like you get to the end, and then you say,
Well, folks, we're all out.
Justin, I'm
yeah.
not getting through to him. Can you maybe?
All right, yeah. It's a one line that you always say. You can't forget it, or else it's weird.
It's been really unusual.
No, gosh, dang it.
Really unusual objects is the secret side project that Justin and I do. This isn't that show. You can't steal our
And
word.
our bums. It's been weird.
Woo!
Oh my God, he said it.
Oh gosh, didn't think I could do it.
All right, here we go. Bada bing bang. Hey, do you have a preference on how I save these formats? I've been saving stuff in 24-bit waves lately.
No, it's all legit.
It's too legit. I need it to stop being so legit. Weird things. And bear tongues. 13, 10, 14. Right on, man.
Sweet beans.
Do we have anything we want to suggest people get ready to experience for tomorrow or oh, hello, bird.
I'll spend a little bit of time tonight going through the NSFW show at Gmail for the Diamond Club trailer that hopefully we can put some of that together. I have no idea how much anybody's done.
Yeah.
I have no idea whether we have enough to do something with or we have nothing.
Well, even if they could just get us 30 seconds of a teaser or something, or I mean, however much we have. But can we also leak one of our other ideas? Because we talked about, instead of looking back, what we wanted to do. Do we want to start that or keep that secret? Make that a last minute thing.
Yeah, I did. I don't. Yeah, I mean, we can go ahead with that. I didn't know if we settled on anything.
We didn't.
We can go ahead with that.
But I think it's fair to just tell everyone that they could start thinking about it. One of the things we wanted to do, since it's our 200th episode, is instead of making it all looking back, instead to focus on the future and start asking, what will NSFW episode 400 look like? And we don't have a bit for it yet. We don't know where it's going, but if you could start thinking of in the future, whether it's photoshops or scenes or I don't know, like Mecha Jury and and Robo Brian. I don't know. This is what it feels like when we have a half-formed idea.
Cool.
Well, all right.
All right, gang. Well, I am going to shut things down here. So I love you, and hopefully the episode will be up tomorrow.
Yep, I'm uploading it right now. Also, I stole a jet,
for,
Justin. I stole a jet.
Still jet.
I wasted like 3 hours, 2 hours last night and an hour tonight trying to break into the airport, Los Santos International Airport. And once you're in there, you immediately go to 3 stars because, you're loose at an airport. And you could steal a small plane. That's not so hard. But I made it in a jet, and I backed up and I took off. And I didn't do it, but apparently I assume you can full on 9/11 that business. It's not like the weird days where Microsoft Flight Simulator, would make it to where like the game would just end unceremoniously if you got too close to a building. It would just like boot you out to the window. But in this case, I made it, and I thought I was gonna see the whole city, and then I ran out of gas and died. But it was glorious. It was totally glorious.
Well, look at that.
He is.
And sure, anybody watching on your Justin TV, you're live streaming the crud out of this game, right?
Yeah. If you want to get a email warning, you can hit the subscribe button wherever that is. But I guess I'll go ahead and I don't know, what time is this? 10? I can get an hour in. Then call it a night. Then tomorrow it's NSFW 200. All right,
Wow.
gentlemen, I love you.
All right, gang. Bye.
See you guys. I'm gonna stop the stream and start it again so we have different archives. Bye.
Bye.